Hey guys, so this video, as you can probably guess from the title, is about gender dysphoria. Now, gender dysphoria is basically when a person experiences discomfort or distress because of how they feel. When it comes, speaking gender-wise, you feel trapped, unhappy, you have the desire to rid or be rid of physical signs of your assigned sex, or dislike of the body. That's more or less what gender dysphoria is. It's being unhappy about the way you look. Or in some cases, it's not all about being unhappy about the way you look. Like, some people get dysphoric about their bodies. Some people get dysphoric about their face. Some people get dysphoric about their voice. There's many ways you can be dysphoric in a, gender dysphoria wise. Now, this video, I would like to add. This video is about. It's not me trying to say that every single trans man should feel like this. It's not saying that all trans men feel the same, because we don't. We all have our separate feelings about gender dysphoria. This is literally just my opinion. Like, this is how I feel and how other trans men have told me how they feel. So don't think that if you don't feel like this, that's a terrible thing, because it's not. Right? It doesn't make you any less trans or any more trans, no matter how dysphoric you are. There is no way to be less trans, just the same as there's no way to be more trans than someone else. Okay, so the way I explain gender dysphoria personally is it's like imagine breathing, but the air isn't going to your lungs. Or imagine eating, but you're still hungry. Or imagine being so upset that you want to cry, but you just can't. Or imagine for people who aren't trans, and for trans people who maybe don't know that much about dysphoria. I know a lot of people, this last one, a lot of people do experience this at some point through their transition. But if you don't, like I've said, that's fine. Imagine looking in the mirror and having no idea who the person is in your reflection. Like, that's how I explain dysphoria. One thing I'd like to add is anyone can get dysphoria at any time through their transition. Some people do tend to think that you're only dysphoric when you're pre-testosterone, pre-hormones, or when you're pre-surgery. Now, that's not true. You can be dysphoric pre-T, post-T, pre-surgery, post-surgery. You can be dysphoric at any time in your life. Now, there's no time in your transition where you're not allowed to be dysphoric. You can be dysphoric at any time, and that's okay. It's okay to be dysphoric. Like, it happens to more or less everyone. And for the people who are trans and have never felt dysphoric in their life, that's fine as well, right? Like, no one can tell you when you should or shouldn't feel dysphoric. Like, it's all about how you feel. No one can tell you how you feel. So the next part of the video, I'm going to talk about ways to deal with gender dysphoria. These are the ways that help me, and ways that other trans men have told me has helped them. So, first one that I'm going to start off with is express what you feel. Don't hold it in, because if you hold it in, it's just going to build up and up and up and up and up. And there's only so long or so much you can take before you explode. So when I say express what you feel, I mean, like, draw about it, write about it, sing about it, listen to music about it. Like, just do anything that you find is good to express how you're feeling. And it made me feel better doing that. Like, I used to listen to music when I was dysphoric, and it helped me. Next one is hobbies. If you have a hobby, then throw yourself headfirst into it and really focus on what you're doing. If you don't have a hobby, get a hobby. The best hobbies to get to try and like take your mind off gender dysphoria is hobbies where you really have to focus. Like my hobbies was and still is limb bands. Like you really have to focus with limb bands, or else you'll just mess it up. So when I get dysphoric, I make limb bands. Next one is understanding what you're feeling. Like when I say understand what you're feeling, sit down next time you feel dysphoric. Sit down and think, right, for example, I'm feeling dysphoric about my voice. Why do I feel like that? And the answer might be obvious, it might not be. Right, so today I feel dysphoric about my voice. Why do I feel dysphoric about my voice? Right, you think about it, you find the answer. Then you go, right, how can I fix this? And like, do your research on it. See what you can do about it. If you're pre-T, then see what you can do about lowering your voice naturally. Like, there's lots of different exercises you can do for that. Another thing is listen to yourself. Don't just block yourself out. Listen to yourself. Like, some people get triggered by other people who are, maybe they don't understand, they've said the wrong thing, or they're just plain ignorant. So, listen to yourself, don't listen to them. And when I say listen to yourself, don't listen to the dysphoria. Like, don't believe everything you feel when you're dysphoric. Like, listen to how you feel on a really good day. What I used to do is, when someone upset me, or when I wasn't feeling that good, I used to get out old pictures of me pre-transition and look at how unhappy I looked in those pictures, and then find a picture of me like post-transition or starting my transition, and this works even when you're pre-T, like I think I've said that, and compare them and see how far I've came. And even though I hadn't medically started my transition, I still came like pretty damn far from being someone who was scared to be who they needed to be till then. So that's a good one that's one that I found good. Another thing is have a good friend, have a close ally to talk to, like if you have a trans friends are really good. Like, and you don't have to go over to this person's house and speak to them. Like, you can just do it over the internet. Like, sometimes it's a lot easier to type out what you feel than to actually say it. Or they don't have to be trans. They can just be a really close ally, like a partner, best friend, family member, anything like that. If you don't have those people around you to speak to, like I said, internet. Like, use the internet. The person doesn't have to be right in front of you. You can just type to them and speak to them. And that might help you. This is one that I haven't tried. But another trans man told me about it, and what he did was he used to speak to himself. Like, literally speak to himself. Now, speaking to yourself doesn't make you crazy, right? Loads of people do it. I bet anyone watching this, like, for example, when they lose something, they'll walk about the house, no one's in the house, and you'll walk about going, oh, where did I put that? Oh, I don't even know where I put that. Why am I asking myself where I put it? Because I've lost it. I know where it is. Right? Everyone's sort of done that. So what he used to do is he used to sit and he used to speak to himself, and he used to say to himself, you're a man. You are a man. You have always been a man. You just haven't got the body. And you'll get the body. Like, just basically try and give yourself a pep talk. Make yourself feel good about yourself. Like, think about all you've overcome. Stuff like that. Another thing that is very popular if you're feeling dysphoric about like your body, find items that aid in your transition, i.e. packers and binders. Getting a haircut, anything like that. You're feeling dysphoric about your chest? Bind. You feel dysphoric about not having a bulge? Pack. You feel like you don't look masculine? Or you feel like your hair stops you from looking masculine? Get a haircut. Like, that's if you can do that. If you can't do that for many reasons, then that's fine. Like, there are other ways to cope with dysphoria, as I've explained, like quite a few. Another one is try your best. Now this, most people are going to listen to this and think, well, that's very much easier said than done. But honestly, try your best not to hate your body, right? Or try your best not to hate whatever's making you dysphoric. Because if you let yourself hate that part of your body, then that's always going to be a trigger for you until you get over that. Like, one good way to try and like stop yourself from hating your body is to think you're a work in progress. Like, one thing that I like to think about is the saying Rome wasn't built in a day. Just the same as I didn't get through all of what I have transitioned like from then till now. I didn't get through all of that in the space of days. That took years. Like 3 years it's taken me. And I know people go through it a lot longer. So try and not let yourself hate a certain part of your body. Or try and not let yourself hate you. Because that'll just make stuff so much harder. Another one is try and pinpoint. Try and pinpoint what it is that triggers you. Try and think, right, so I am dysphoric about my face. Right, so what could possibly trigger me by doing that? Like, if it's stuff like taking pictures, like you can take pictures if you want, but try not to look at them for too long. Set yourself a time limit to look at pictures. Like, if you, like, everyone does it when they take a selfie or something, they look at it. Give yourself a time limit to look at it. Like, say, right, I'll look at this for 5 seconds, then I'll either delete it or keep it. Like, try and pinpoint what it is. If it's a friend who's not very understanding, either try to educate them and explain to them that what they're saying is upsetting you. And if they don't listen after that, keep your distance from them as best you can. Like, just try and pinpoint what it is that makes you dysphoric. Because if you can pinpoint what it is, then it's a lot easier to not get yourself in a situation that's going to trigger you. Like, obviously there will be times in your life where you're going to go somewhere and you're not going to know whether you get triggered or not. But that does not mean that you should just like stay inside all the time. Right, go out, try new stuff. Like, new stuff's great. Like, and my last one, and this one really does help me, is have hope. Very simple, just have hope in yourself. Like, do not sit there and say to yourself, like, one thing that I hate is when people say to me, you'll never be a man. There is no, the definition of man is not having a penis. Alright? It's not. You don't need to be born with a penis to be a man. So just have hope that things are going to get better. They may feel really, really bad at the time, but it will get better over time. Like, it's literally, there's always a point. where things are going to be absolutely horrible and you don't know whether you're going to be able to cope. But just try and ride it out, because as the saying goes, it does get better. So yeah, like, that's basically my video about dysphoria. If anyone else has any tips or coping mechanisms on how they cope or deal with a gender dysphoria, please comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So thank you for watching, and I will update with another video probably in the next couple of days. See you later, thanks for watching.